In the beginning, there was water in the beginning. There was no time, no night, no day. Stars had not yet been hung in the sky. No mountains, no winds, no land, only water. That water was a mother. The freshwater god Epsu and the saltwater goddess Tiamat came together. They merged in the darkness and silence. From this union, the first gods were born. Lamu, Lahamu, then Anshur and Kishur. Storms were born from her breath. And with every step, the earth trembled. Kingu walked beside her, a tablet of destinies in his hands, a mark of war upon his shoulder. Kingu was no longer just a creature. He was the new fate the gods feared. Tiamat's army grew, serpent-headed dragons, beasts that breathed fire, monsters born of shadow and fury. Each one had been born from Tiamat's wrath. The winds hurled Kingu back. This was not his battle. Marduk walked toward Tiamat. "Your reign is over," he said. "Ah!" Tiamat laughed. "I was not made for the end," she replied. "Only responsibility." The gods descended. None spoke a word. Chaos had been destroyed. But the world was still formless. And then Marduk raised his sword once more. He split Tiamat's body again. One half he placed in the heavens. There he hung the stars. But in the depths of every night, whenever a star trembles, Tiamat's scream still echoes. Because no creation is ever born without remembering what it cost, and time began to flow. The other half he brought down to earth. He shaped mountains from her ribs, oceans from her blood, winds from her breath, and humans. From her tears, Tiamat was dead. But from her body, a world was born. Marduk rose into the sky. I was the beginning. Tiamat opened her jaws. Fire and shadow poured out. And the gods bowed before Marduk. A new age had begun, but Marduk was ready. He directed the winds into her mouth. Tiamat could not breathe. Then came a silence that echoed through the void. Marduk raised his sword and split Tiamat's body in two. The sky shattered. The stars trembled. The dragon screamed, and then fell silent. Tiamat collapsed. Her body scattered across the seas. Her blood mixed with the dark waters. The gods cried out, "Victory!" But Marduk remained silent, because he knew what this victory meant. To destroy chaos was to bring order. But the cost was always great. Tiamat was dead. But the world had not yet been created, and only one could decide what would be done with her body. And each one had a single purpose: to destroy. The gods withdrew into the skies. Mountains fell silent. Winds lost their path. Everything stood still, awaiting the clash, awaiting the end. Tiamat turned even her own body into a weapon. Her teeth shattered mountains. Her tail crushed valleys. Darkness flowed from her voice. Death burned in her eyes. Kingu shouted to the army, "The time has come. The old gods will fall, and chaos shall rise again." The sky grew black. Stars vanished one by one. Tiamat's scream echoed through the universe, and in that moment, a light descended from beyond the heavens. Lightning struck the clouds. The winds shifted. Marduk was coming, alone, but with the power of the cosmos behind him. Tiamat's eyes glowed. She whispered, "So it is you, the one who dares to stop me," and many more. But the gods were restless. They never slept. They whispered, shouted, stirred the silence. Ipsu could no longer rest. "This noise will destroy me," he said. And 7 winds swirling around him. The gods watched from above. None dared to speak. This was no longer a battle between gods. This was the moment fate would change. I must silence them all. But one god heard him. His name was Ea, the god of wisdom. He killed Apsu. He killed his own father. Tiamat awoke. Her beloved was dead, slain by their own children. She was no longer a mother. She became the goddess of vengeance. From her womb came monsters. Fire-breathing dragons, serpentine demons, creatures born of storm and shadow. She gave her greatest creation a name, Kingu. She gifted him the tablet of destinies. With it, Kingu could alter the fate of the gods. Tiamat's army was ready. Kingu would lead them. The old gods would fall. But far beyond, in the sky above chaos, a new god was opening his eyes. One whose name had never been spoken, yet the rise of Marduk. Tiamat was furious. She wanted revenge for Apsu. The gods who disturbed the peace. The children who killed her beloved. She would destroy them all. Kingu now led her army. The tablet of destinies, once held close to Tiamat's chest, was now in Kingu's hands. This tablet could alter the fate of all gods. And that power now belonged to chaos. The gods were filled with fear. They scattered, hiding in shame. Neither Anshor nor Enlil, nor even Edard, to face Tiamat. They held councils, searched for solutions. But each plan vanished as moment Tiamat's name was spoken. Then a name was whispered, a young god, strong, unknown, born of the heavens. His name was Marduk. Marduk was summoned. The gods begged for his help. But Marduk said nothing at first. Then he raised his head and spoke. I will fight, but I have one condition. If I defeat Tiamat, I will become king of all gods, master of heaven and earth. The gods looked to one another, and they agreed, for they had no other choice. Marduk's weapons were forged. The winds were placed at his command. Lightning struck at his call. Fire, frost, storm, all bowed before him. Marduk's eyes lit with fire. He raised his sword and looked to the sky. Tiamat, I am coming. The army of chaos Tiamat rose within the darkness. Her body covered the sky. It's the war of the gods. The fall of Tiamat, the heavens cracked. Lightning struck the earth. Marduk appeared, the double-edged sword in his hand. Tiamat roared in fury. She spread her wings and darkened the sky. The seas rose. Kingu charged forward. But Marduk only looked at him. The body of the creator Tiamat's body hung in the sky. Massive, motionless, silent, and eternal. Marduk looked upon her. There was no victory in his eyes. And the gods crowned him, king of the gods. Kingu was chained. The tablet of destinies was taken back. From chaos to order, from Tiamat's death to the birth of life.